This is Blue Gold News Now, your spot for current events, campus news, and everything in between. Now, live from Tower's basement, it's BNN with our hosts Alex Rubio and Marissa Day.
Good evening, I'm Alex Rubio.
And I'm Marissa Day.
Coming up tonight, we learn a little bit more about what it takes to be a singing statesman.
But first, UW Eau Claire is offering an opioid overdose safety training tomorrow. On Thursday, November 16th, UW Eau Claire faculty, staff, and students are invited to join UW Eau Claire Student Health Services and the Eau Claire City-County Health Department for a free training session about opioid overdose. The training will be from 11 a.m. until noon and will teach life-saving skills like how to use Narcan to potentially reverse an overdose. The training is currently set to be held in room 1704 of Centennial Hall. For more information, contact Christy Proust, health educator in Student Health Services.
The Chippewa Valley celebrates Veterans Day this week with the unveiling of new affordable housing for veterans. The Habitat for Humanity in the Chippewa Valley is currently underway on a massive project to help unhoused veterans. Currently, the location is home to the Grace Lutheran School, but will soon be turned into new apartment complexes come January, says WQOW. The pre-existing school will be able to house 11 apartments, each varying from 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, or studio apartments. This is a bit of a change for the Habitat for Humanity, who are accustomed to building affordable housing. Building affordable apartments is uncharted territory for the organization, but with determination in their hearts and a cause worth building for, Habitat for Humanity moves forward with this project in January with steadfast resolve. What a great project to be working for, honestly.
Well, absolutely, and how exciting that Eau Claire is the site, for the first Habitat for Humanity affordable apartments. I mean, what a great project. And
honestly, a great way to celebrate Veterans Day, to build some housing for those who have served us. So.
Exactly. Now we hear from reporter Nikki Wasted about the results of the pumpkin drop.
On Wednesday, November 1st, TV10 hosted the annual pumpkin drop outside of Towers Hall.
BNN reporter Nikki Wasted has the story.
Thanks, Alex and Marissa. The Pumpkin Drop is an annual event hosted by TV10 that invites residence halls and clubs to drop pumpkins out the 10th floor tower's window, judged by Matt Peterson, Quincy Chapman, and Billy Feltz. On a chilly Wednesday afternoon, several beautifully decorated pumpkins made their descent from the 10th floor following this year's Halloween festivities. Onlookers watched with admiration as these pumpkins splattered and flew towards the ground at high levels of speed. After the carnage, hardworking volunteers measured the furthest distance. The pumpkin guts traveled. Pumpkins were measured not only by distance alone, but also pumpkins' design and creativity. There's no better way to cap off the Halloween season. Hopefully a tradition that will last for years to come.
I love it.
Yeah, we didn't see it last year, but it's actually pretty entertaining. It was really fun.
I love the splatter.
I didn't even know it was a thing until this morning, but I enjoyed myself.
After much deliberation, TV10's Hungry Caterpillar pumpkin emerged as the victor for the second year in a row. For BNN, I'm Nikki Wasted reporting on the beat. Back to you, Alex and Marissa.
Thanks, Nikki. How about that pumpkin drop? I mean, such a fun event in the fall that we have and that we get to host as TV10. It's been a blast.
Exactly, and we don't talk about how TV10 hosted and also that we won. We don't talk about that.
Absolutely not.
If you love the holidays and are looking for a way to spread some holiday cheer, a long-standing tradition is looking for volunteers. The Clearwater Winter Parade is set to take place on the 1st of December and looks to be an exciting way to start the holiday season. The parade starts on Grand Avenue, travels all the way down to First Avenue, and then ends in a spectacular display on Chippewa Street, says WQOW. The parade will include a menagerie of floats designed by local organizations and businesses, fireworks, party games, and so much more. In order to accomplish this amazing event that has been long-standing for a decade, the event needs volunteers. If you're looking for a way to give back to the community and help to continue a cherished tradition, go ahead and check out more details about the event and what's needed on the City of Eau Claire's website.
This week at UW Eau Claire, it was International Education Week, and the Center for International Education hosted several events for both the campus and the community, including a study abroad photo contest on display at the Davies Center, a celebration of World Kindness Week in collaboration with the Suicide Prevention and Research Collaborative, or SPARC, and even specially prepared menus at Blue Gold Dining exploring various cultures. International Education Week is a joint initiative of the U.S. Department of State and the U.S. Department of Education to celebrate international education's contributions to U.S. society, held from November 13th to November 17th each year. For more information, visit the UWEC webpage.
Sounds like a very exciting event.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one exciting way to celebrate, our study abroad program here at UW Eau Claire.
Indeed, and it sounds like you'll be heading out actually soon.
I will. Well, not quite as soon, but spring of 2025, I'm planning to spend some time in Valladolid, Spain.
Okay, so not soon at all.
Right?
But sooner than later. And it's an exciting way to honestly get college students to study abroad and to see other parts of the world.
Experience other cultures.
Yeah, it's a very important, I feel like, initiative to do.
Exactly.
But now we head over to Abraham Hernandez with information on the upcoming Queer Prom. Oak Ridge Hall will be hosting Queer Prom at the Davies Center, or at the Davies Student Center, this Saturday, November 18th.
BNN reporter Abraham Hernandez has the story.
Thanks, Alex and Marissa. As you mentioned, Queer Prom will be taking place this Saturday at 7 p.m. in the Ojibwe Ballroom at the Davies Center. With the dance right around the corner, many students are looking forward to a night full of dancing and laughs. Queer Prom looks to give a safe space for people within the LGBTQ+ community and will include activities like face painting, friendship bracelet making, and the crowning of Queer Prom royalty and many other activities. Rainbow Pod RA and Planning Committee member Jordan Bauer tells us more on why guests should come to Queer Prom.
This is mega important because it gives a guaranteed safe space for people to be whoever they want to be and whoever they are. I think people should come because it's a super fun event, and no matter who you are or what your background is, you're going to have a good night.
The event will take place on Saturday, November 18th on the Ojibwe Ballroom from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., and it'll be a free event for all students. For Blue Gold News Now, I'm Abraham Hernandez. Back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Abraham.
Moving forward, reporter Samantha Burnett has some information on an upcoming performance from the Singing Statesmen.
As the Singing Statesmen work to prepare for their fall concert, we take a closer look into what it's like to be a statesman.
BNN reporter Samantha Burnett has the story.
Thanks, Alex and Marissa. The Singing Statesmen is a collegiate-level choir that raises the bar for performers and vocalists. It gives members an opportunity to work with higher-level music and with a variety of people. I spoke with the Singing Statesmen president, Garrett O'Keefe, on what it's like to be a part of the group. The Singing Statesmen get to perform higher-level music while also getting the opportunity to travel to different states, ranging from states here in the Midwest to southern states, and they even have had the opportunity to travel and perform in Europe. Although this group works hard practicing outside of rehearsals to bring wonderful performances for the audience, it also brings an opportunity to create bonds with a variety of people, including former UWEC alum. Garrett O'Keefe goes on to explain his favorite part about the organization.
I think as a person, because I think one of the biggest things that I think all the members and me included are proud of is like the kind of the community around the Singing Statesmen, and that's what's kind of been built through. We have a really big alumni association that always comes back. At every concert we have a piece that we invite alumni to come up on stage and perform with us. So I think one of the biggest things is just the community that's been built around this organization and how in touch we are with former members and how it's like a big community. I think like our main words are once a statesman, always a statesman. So like once you're in the group for whether it be one semester or 10, or you're always part of the group and welcome back at any kind of events.
The concert takes place November 18th at 7:30 p.m. in Gander Hall at the Haas Fine Arts Center. Tickets are $2 for UWEC students and faculty. You can purchase tickets online at uwec.universitytickets.com. Back to you, Alex and Marissa.
Thanks, Sam.
Coming up next, we have our weather forecast by Nikki Wasted and Ellie Albrecht. Stick around.
Glad to have you back, everyone. My name is Nikki Wasted.
And I'm Allie Albrecht. Thank you for joining us again as your two favorite weather women break down this week's weather. Today's temperature in Eau Claire stayed uncharacteristically warm at 65 degrees, but these spring conditions won't last forever as we approach Thanksgiving and the holiday season. You will notice temperatures remain similar around the Eau Claire area and surrounding areas. We see Minneapolis and Bloomington at 63 degrees, while Lake City remains at 68, Menominee at 66, and Chippewa Falls at 65 degrees. And as you can see, Eau Claire remains at 65 degrees and Red Wing at 66 degrees as well.
Looking forward to the next 7 days, we see mostly partly sunny conditions for the rest of the week, but we can expect the sun to be making more of an appearance over the weekend. When it comes to the temperature for the next 7 days, I hope you all enjoyed the warmer weather while it lasted, as we begin to sink down into the 40s and low 50s the remainder of the week.
Thank you so much for joining us again for weather this evening. Due to Thanksgiving break next week, we are taking that week off, but don't forget, we'll be back before you know it with more weather.
From Ellie and I hope you and your family have a fantastic Thanksgiving break. Back to you, Marissa and Alex.
Thanks, Nikki and Ellie. Coming up after the break, we have BNN TalkBack returning.
Stay tuned.
Up next for tonight, we have BNN TalkBack returning.
On TalkBack, we will gain further insight into some of our reporters' experiences, as well as deep dive into some interviews.
Tonight, we have Samantha Burnett joining us on set.
Hi, thanks for having
welcome.
me.
Hi, Sam. We're happy to have you.
Yes.
So on TalkBack, we kind of just like to bring you guys on and hear about some of the experiences you guys have been having, and including whether or not, I guess, on the first question, how are you enjoying reporting for BNN?
I was really nervous that I wouldn't enjoy it because I just wasn't sure how I'd like TV, but it's been so much fun, and like it's fun to go out and like find stories and interview people. Like, it's different than what I've done. I've never like camera interviewed someone, so it's kind of it's a fun new experience, and like getting the B-roll, putting together like a nice little like picture.
Yeah, the story, the side, putting it all together.
Yeah, it's so fun. I like figuring out like how I want to lay it out and everything. It's really fun.
Yeah, placing the shots and everything.
Yes.
When I was a reporter, at least, like placing together the shots and figuring out what like transitions nicely if the bus is going in on this side to like cut to something else.
Yes.
It's an exciting. It's just an exciting experience to just kind of put it all together, and then at the end of the week, just see like, or well, middle of the week, see it all come together.
Yes.
That's really cool. What would you say has been your favorite part or something you've learned so far from BNN?
I honestly love it all. Like I said, I was really nervous because I came in as a journalism major, but I wasn't sure if that's what I wanted to do. So BNN and like TV10 has definitely helped me like say for sure, like I think this is what I want to do. But I think my favorite thing, besides like learning about the camera and how all of that works, I like being able to learn about interviewing more because I've done that in the past, but it's been kind of rocky. So it's nice to have like refreshers on interviewing and then putting that together with like camera interviews instead of just like sending out a survey through like Google Forms or something.
Yeah.
So it's a nice change for sure.
That's really exciting. Well, and how special that like you're a journalism major. I think a lot of us in TV10 are journalism majors. We pull from all over the university, but a couple of journalism majors right here, right? So trouble 1 and 2. But it's super cool that like you feel like you've had that experience and that BNN and working with us has been able to give you kind of some insight into what you're going to do in the future.
Yeah, it's really nice because I think about my future a lot. So I've thought about like what I might want to do with this, and I really wasn't sure because I went to a small high school, so I didn't have experience. Like all we had was the yearbook. That's the only like journalism related thing. But it's like I always had like reporting on like the low end because I didn't think I'd like it. I didn't think I'd like being on TV and like camera and stuff. But it definitely has been really fun so far. I love it a lot.
And you've been doing just fantastic. We're really proud of your work.
We're really glad that you're enjoying it, and we're glad that you could stop on BNN TalkBack, as well as continuing to be an integral part of BNN. It's super exciting, and can't wait to see what else the semester has for you.
Yes,
So.
I'm very excited.
Well, that's all we have tonight for BNN TalkBack, but stick with us as we talk about some of our favorite recent movies on Epilogue.
Stick around, everybody.
Welcome back, everyone, to Epilogue. This week, we are taking a look at some of our favorite recent watches. First up is my favorite film, Across the Spider-Verse. All right, let's do this one last time. Miles Morales, Earth 1610's only Spider-Man, finds himself on another exhilarating and dangerous adventure when the Spot, an interdimensional being created by the destruction of the Super Collider in the previous film, declares Miles as his nemesis. Miles, with some help from some alternate spider friends, go on the hunt for the Spot, jumping from dimension to dimension, leaving destruction and mayhem in their wake. Into the Spider-Verse is an exciting, action-packed film, brimming with creative art design, amazing Easter eggs, and twists and turns that will not only keep you on the edge of your seat, but glued to the screen for the entire runtime. So have you seen this film yet?
I haven't, and it is on my list, but I've seen the original Spider-Verse.
No, the original Spider-Verse, I remember won just like all the awards basically because of its just amazing art style, and this one does not disappoint with continuing that trend. It had an amazing art style. Specifically, there was this one alternate Spider-Man who was completely done in collage cutout paper.
Oh wow!
That was completely just like in that style. And there was another one, a Lego Spider-Man, that was actually filmed completely by, I believe, a 13-year-old that they had talked to. It's amazing how this film has kind of like branched out and become not just like an amazing film that people can go out and watch, but like a network for people to express their creativity and show just all different types of amazing art styles and storytelling, to be completely
honest.
That's
amazing. Well, and Miles Morales in general is one of my favorite iterations of the Spider-Man story because he just has such a unique take on it. And he stays true to those Spider-Man values, that we see across things, with great power comes great responsibility, and being a part of, the friendly neighborhood narrative, right?
Oh, yeah.
And being, rooted in New York City is a huge thing for Miles Morales. It's special, and it's a really cool take, and it's given, different groups of people a way to see themselves on the screen, because he's representing a different group of people than we traditionally see with Spider-Man. So it's been really cool to watch him kind of develop as a hero and as a part of the Spider-Man family.
Yeah, and I believe it was Stan Lee who said the reason that Spider-Man wore a mask in the beginning was essentially because anyone could be underneath that mask. It didn't really matter. And I believe that this film continues that narrative and pushes forward just those really important ideals. And this film really focuses in on Miles and essentially him pulling away from what it means to be a traditional Spider-Man and becoming his own Spider-Man. And it's just such a fantastic film, and I remember just watching it. It is now on Netflix, so anyone who has a Netflix subscription, make sure to go check it out.
Well, I'm sad.
But yeah, there you go, perfect. Saturday watch. Yeah, I would definitely recommend this one. It is a wonderful film, and definitely one of those to put on the watch list. So.
Fantastic. Well, next up we have one of my recent watches, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Now, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Neil Page is a control freak trying to get home to Chicago to spend Thanksgiving with his wife and kids. Now, his flight is rerouted to a distant city in Kansas because of a freak snowstorm, and his sanity begins to fray. Worse yet, he is forced to bunk up with the talkative Del Griffith, whom he finds extremely annoying. Together, they must overcome the insanity of holiday travel to reach their intended destination. Now, have you ever seen this film?
No, but it sounds very familiar. Holiday travels.
Well, right? The holiday travel story, right? That's something else, right,
yeah.
in itself. But take these two, right? An unlikely pairing. They bump into each other. Del Griffith steals Neil's taxi cab right away, right off the bat. They're at a bad start. And it's a whole mess. So then there's this taxi cab scene, and then the airport, and then they can't get a rental car. They finally get a rental car, and it just becomes not road safe at one point, not to spoil anything, but it's just a disaster of a travel sequence, let me tell you. The whole thing reads like a montage, but it's the best because, look at these two actors we have, right? We have John Candy and we have Steve Martin. And John Candy and Steve Martin are two of some of the most iconic actors in this sort of film, in the comedy genre. But they really pull a heartwarming twist at the end, and it just, it makes my stomach all warm and fuzzy because it's so... It's just embodies what I think
embodies Thanksgiving and the holidays and what they're supposed to be about. Yeah.
Right, exactly. For a lot of
together.
Americans, it's coming together and being a family, and everybody is welcome.
And making
sort of
space
ideal.
in your heart for other people as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and it just explores the unlikely friendship between these two men, and what we really think about in these winter holidays across all winter holidays. The season of giving and.
Yeah.
Being able to come together with your neighbors.
Yeah. And I've been really wanting to check it out ever since I saw you were talking about this one, because it definitely seems like one of those older films where it's just a good old time, especially to watch around the holidays.
It's just a grand old time. Well, and my family always watches it, so it's part of our family tradition at Thanksgiving time, and it's super special for us. So being able to share about this one definitely hits close to home.
A warming film for the Thanksgiving times as we move into Thanksgiving in the next week.
Exactly. Well, that's all we have for you tonight.
Join us next week for your latest news, updates, and weather.
Make sure to check out TV10 on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. I'm Marissa Day.
And I'm Alex Rubio. Thank you, and good night.